Got a special guest with us here. Looks like Ken Hotbit is joining us on the couch. Hello.
So I'm gonna be the voice of the new player
Okay.
for this next cast. Are we all okay with that? I'm gonna be asking you some
newbie questions.
Yeah, some newbie questions for
No problem,
for the next game. I would like to make a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do an exercise for this next match, this next game. Let's cast it from the perspective of someone that is dumb like me, doesn't understand what's going on.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have that experience with you daily.
I know. So
Alright.
let's just pick something. I'll ask the questions we all need to ask.
Well, as a resident new player on the couch,
Yes.
who do you want to see? I'll give you a couple of choices.
Okay,
right?
give me a choice.
We got Amaz versus Stancifka.
Okay.
Let's-
Those two players don't sound that good, so
Okay,
who
fair
else
enough.
is
Let's see. We got Suns Fan TV versus Frank in a Box.
I would like to watch a game that has not started yet. So one that is not like in the middle of one. Is it possible to pick one that is about to start?
No, it is not.
Well, let's pick a random one then.
We got Ninja of
And
Fortnite
Ecop.
fame and versus Ecop.
Yeah, hit the Stancifka one. Let's go.
Let's go.
Stancifka. All right,
Yeah.
let's watch.
Stancifka and Amaz.
Amaz is down one game right now in the best of 3 series.
All right. So
Oh my!
What is happening
Is
here?
this ending right now?
It could. It
Wait,
looks like
is this
pretty
the first
bad.
tower going down or the second one?
It looks like both towers going down soon.
those numbers in the top left, that's bad for the guy in the bottom, huh?
Yes, it is bad.
Yeah, so you can see Hotbit here. He has 4 HP and he's about to take 4.
Uh-huh.
That means you're dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we hopped in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
But we can probably stay on this for the next game. They'll probably start right away, right?
No, this is
This
game
is-
2 and
yeah.
Amaz is down 1
Oh
game.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got to pick another one pretty soon.
I mean, there are ways for him to survive, actually. Yeah. So he equips a Keenful Musket, which allows you to now deal 2 damage directly to a unit. So you could shoot down one of these creeps.
Yep.
So, not dead yet. Let's not count Amaz out, you know?
2 health, surviving
health, yeah.
barely.
That's kind of the best kind of survival, if you ask me. Technically surviving.
And each of these heroes, on their little portraits, they have these little squares. What do those mean?
Yeah, so squares, basically their abilities, either active ability or passive ability. So Legion Commander has a passive ability that gives her Retaliate.
Retaliate being
Being when they hit you, you hit them back.
for 2.
She's an angry woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one, it's an active ability called Arctic Burn. So you can move Winter Wyvern to an empty position. So you can move her here, and she gives +4 attack.
So if she really hated the creep on the right, you
Yes.
could just move over.
She,
Okay.
Yeah, she can.
And then it seems like Legion Commander just equipped an item.
Yeah. So this item gives her +2 attack. So she hits a little bit harder now, and has an active. And we just saw it right there. You
What
could-
did it blow up?
It blew up a improvement.
Okay.
I didn't see what that improvement was, but
Does it say if you hover over the card on the right?
it does not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just blew something up. It's gone. It looks like Amaz is going to survive this lane.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that last lane looking like? Because we can see an X over that last tower, which means it has enough to do lethal.
Well, it's taking quite a bit of damage.
Yep. But is there any way that he can save it?
I don't think from his hand he can.
Yeah. At the moment, he does have a duel. Duel allows you to...
Ooh,
Ooh, okay.
grab that initiative.
Initiative, again, allows the player to play in the next lane first.
Yes, which is pretty important if you're casting a ton of spells. I'm not sure exactly what he's getting initiative for, though.
Ravage?
Yeah, Ravage is Tidehunter's ability, which basically allows you to stun the neighboring unit Darkseer, and having initiative means you can do that before Luckbox or Stancifka, in this case, is able to play a card, which in his hand is Thunderhide Pack. So in this case, like Amaz is making a really good read, that the Thunderhide Pack is the major danger that you're going to have to
So
block out.
why did Ravage only stun 3 of those?
Well, because Ravage, it stuns his enemy neighbor, so these two,
Uh-huh.
and has a 50-50% chance of stunning the other ones.
Oh, okay. I have a
Also-
question here, Lumi.
Yes.
So see the ones on the right?
I understand.
They're hitting diagonally. Can
Yeah.
you explain why they do that?
So normally they always hit straight,
Uh-huh.
but at the beginning of a turn, when you're deploying your hero and your creeps, there are arrows that also get deployed with it. And we're going to see it here in just a bit.
Okay.
It looks like Amaz is taking quite a bit of time, being pressured. Both players actually going down to about a minute. By the way, if you run out of time, you lose the game. So
Yeah.
Try not to.
If
run
time
out
is
of
up, you're just done.
You're just done.
It's like chess.
So right now, this is all coming down to left lane. Stan only needs to deal 2 damage to Amaz's tower to win the game. And Stan has initiative and the Thunderhide pack in hand, which has siege. So Amaz is going to need to draw something here to not lose the game.
Does he have a Slay or anything? Because if he does drop that Thunderhide Alpha, the game is over.
Yep. So these arrows that are coming down, you can see that Legion Commander could now attack right, but unfortunately there's nothing in front of her, so she'll attack straight anyways. So Frosh is asking, are there any Slays in the deck? There are 1.
But he did not draw it.
He did not draw it. So here comes Thunderpack.
And
So is Amaz dead here?
No,
Yes.
he could kill the creep, I believe. If you hit fire and then duel it, you're surviving.
Yes, and then you would need to additionally block the creep on the right from attacking,
Which you could do it with the Winter
could
Wyvern.
do with
Yeah.
or
So-
Hellfire, Hellbear Crippler.
Technically alive.
Technically alive.
The best kind of
Barely
alive.
surviving.
Yeah.
But he'll need to see that. And then that mid lane, too, is also looking pretty scary. If he lets that go another turn, that's also going to pop.
I think it's going to pop this turn with Thunderhide, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
He has another Thunderhide available and a green hero there. So
Okay.
even if he does all...
Oh, hit fire. The aggressive play.
Okay. Yeah, he's just going to
Okay.
concede,
Wait, he could have lived
essentially.
there, or?
He could have lived in the first lane.
Yes, but he would have died in the second lane as well. So
Yes.
Yeah, well, it looks like a tough game here for Amaz. So Sifka,
Was that game 3 for the set, or is there going to
that
be one
was
more?
the whole set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So Sifka won. Sifka, one of the better artifact players.
I think he's just really lucky.
So Sifka's won a few of the beta, the alpha tournaments.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of known for being a constructed guy, but
He's okay.
he's all right.
He's all right.
just 2-0 to Maz.
Yeah.
All right.
see
Anyone
how
else? Should I
Sir-
just randomly pick games, or
Let's randomly pick one.
let's watch QuantumPope. Let's see how he's doing.
Okay.
This is Conrad. This is our friend.
Conrad, yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna be jumping into a lot of these games in the middle of the game. Unfortunately, we can't ask the player just to wait for us. So Conrad looks like he is playing on the bottom side.
So Lumi, when you jump into a game like this,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of information immediately on the screen, how do you assess who's winning and who's not?
So I think quickly you should be checking the top left-hand corner, where to see if anybody have lost towers and how many they've lost. So right now it looks like the game is pretty even. So for example, Conrad is losing the first lane. His tower is
because
very
it's
low.
40 to 12.
Yeah. Here though, he's looking pretty good. So I think the game is pretty even, where both players up 1 tower, and I think this lane is where the fight is really going to be down to.
Yeah. So whoever Conrad's playing, this guy Jason, is winning the first lane, and Conrad's winning the second lane, and then the third lane is the one that's being contested.
Correct.
Cool.
All right. So in the third lane, kind of skip ahead a little bit. There's a horde of people here. Red Mist Pillager. So these guys are one of the better win conditions of the game.
Yep, they're like the Grim Patrons, essentially. Just they keep multiplying as long as they have the ability to hit a tower in front of them.
Ooh.
And you can see there, the Debbie is taking out, and so Conrad has no access to any of his black cards anymore.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that you're killing these Red Mist Pillager, because every time they hit the tower, they just multiply. And unfortunately, looks like 3 of them are currently hitting tower. That means there's going to be 6 of them at the end of this turn.
So those just spawn new
They
Red
just
Mist
spawn
Pillagers?
new ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, he could play a Rebel Decoy in front of one of these and just trade with it.
Decides to Gust. Gust silences all the enemy heroes, so now Jason is not able to play any of his red or green cards, but he only had 4 mana left anyways, which just gave him access to 2 of his cards in his hand.
Yep.
So not too big of a deal, especially since those Red Mist Pillagers are still going to be hitting the tower.
Yeah, let me tell you, the real heroes of the lane is the Red Mist, not the actual heroes.
That's right.
Look at them go.
So it's looking pretty tough for Conrad in that last lane, considering he's losing that first one too, and it's quite wide. And with the colors that we have, right, green and black, there's not too many ways to deal with these wide lanes.
Well, he got 2 creeps spawning to the lane, so that's step number 1. You want to be blocking as much damage as possible. And any arrows, you see these arrows, late game scenarios, these arrows could be your friends.
Yep. If those arrows could curve into other units instead of having the pillagers hit the tower, that could be great. What does Conrad draw here? A Gust and a Satyr Duelist?
Yeah. So it looks like I think Conrad's relying a lot of these black cards to actually help us survive.
Yeah.
Okay, Arcane Assault. So this allows JasonZhou, my cousin, getting initiative on the way back. So I think he's going to be able to cast some very powerful cards first in that lane. And I believe we might see an Eclipse coming down, one of the more explosive spells in draft.
So if Conrad or this Jason guy kill the 80, they just auto win no matter what happens in this
That's correct.
other lane?
Yep.
Yeah.
Since Jason has initiative, he didn't even decide to play anything in the mid lane.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
gets to throw down that Eclipse.
So
and
Conrad, poor Conrad.
poor Conrad.
Conrad, look, he cast some spells, you know?
Yeah.
You can play a no accident.
One no accident and one untested grunt.
Yeah.
That blocks 8 damage potentially. And he's at 14 health, and 8 is not enough to save him at the moment.
Look, you know, sometimes you got to just kill some creeps before you die.
Yeah.
So he's gotta puzzle his way out of this.
Yes.
Puts
So
down the
there,
untested grunt.
he prevented he prevented 4 damage there.
Yep.
And he's got to do some more.
And this is one of those poorly designed puzzles where there's no way you win. So you just die.
Yep. He does have Winter's Curse in hand, but even that's not going to help
Why
him in
didn't he
this
put
situation.
the grunt in front of the thing that does 5 to the tower?
He wants to make sure that he's killing these red mist pillagers so
I
they don't
see.
multiply.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at this point, it might be lethal anyways.
Yeah,
so
it is lethal
yeah.
anyways.
There's no way that he can
Boom.
save this tower, so Conrad's
Conrad.
going to lose.
I believe that's the third match of the set as well. So
Yeah, your cousin took him out.
my cousin, I've been training them, you know. All right. We got a lot more games to hop through. So
Yeah. Let's see who else we got here. Got Freddy Babes. Do you want to look at that one?
Was there
Yeah.
anyone on their second game of the series? Could,
Yeah, a
could
couple of
potentially
them.
watch
oh,
the game
Savjz.
from
Let's
the
watch
start.
Savjz.
yeah, let's watch
Yeah.
Savjz.
Yeah.
Start with
One of
Savjz.
our
He's right here.
featured
Who's he
player.
against?
Someone named Bloody.
All right.
Oh, the Hearthstone streamer.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Just started.
Yeah, we're in turn 3, I believe.
Yeah, and this is only the second game, so we'll be able to watch this the third one if it goes to game 3 as well.
Okay. Well, looks like both players have some really powerful cards. I think we briefly mentioned Time of Triumph earlier, but I can't click on it right now, so we'll wait. And then we just saw Eclipse, one of the more damaging spells. Are we bugged out here? Or?
I think we might still be looking at Hero Deploy, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's waiting for deploy.
Yeah.
You get offered a
He's
lot
just
of time
thinking.
on these.
He's thinking. Yeah. Let him
Lumi,
think.
tell us why hero deployment's important.
So because you can only cast black spells when you have a black hero in a lane.
Uh-huh.
For example, Sniper is being deployed in the first lane right now. If you really need to cast a black spell in the middle lane, then you should deploy him instead in the middle lane. So if you get your heroes in the wrong lane, you could get your hero stuck there for a long time and not have access to the right spells in the right lane.
Yeah, and hero deployment is not only important, it's also very hard. You have to take into account many, many different factors like probability of spawning into something bad, color spreading, and you have to think like 3 or 4 turns ahead in most cases as well.
You get into these like really nice mind game situation where you think where they're deploying their hero and then you try to
Yes.
out mind game them. And
So we see Bloody's deck. She has 2 snipers, which means 6 of Sniper's signature, Assassinate, a very, very powerful card. It's going to be coming online in 2 turns. And as soon as that happens, Savjz is going to start getting wrecked by it, in addition to Time of Triumph. So Savjz is kind of in the role we like to call like the beatdown, right?
So
He's
if
kind of
you-
the aggressor.
So if you hover over that Assassinate,
Yeah.
you can cast that Assassinate from this lane into like a later lane.
Yes.
And just kill
Yeah, and that's where the strength of the card comes from, because you can kind of deny opponents' abilities to cast spells with other heroes
I hate
before they even
Sniper.
have them.
he is so annoying in Dota.
so normally when you look at a card that has these little left and right arrows next to the mana cost, that's a reminder that you could cast it into different lanes.
Yes.
You can see that Ignite improvement, which is Ogre's signature card on this lane. And that did that little sparkling damage in the beginning where it did 1 piercing to all of those heroes.
And that 2 on the Tidehunter means that in 2 turns he'll be able to cast Ravage.
Yes.
Yeah, so these active ability, you don't just start with them. You have to wait a couple of turns. So once we hit mana 7 over here, or turn 4 rather, Tidehunter could use Ravage.
Oh, just like he has to hit level 6 in Dota.
Yeah. All things you gotta wait. You know?
I gotta say, I would love to see next turn this Luna come down onto this lane. 6 mana turn, you open up Eclipse. This Ignite puts these heroes down to 3 health. Eclipse has huge cleanup potential on this lane.
And each beam from Eclipse does 3 damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's that sweet spot right there.
Now maybe not.
Now maybe not, but Sniper will still be in range.
So when you're playing a deck like what Savjz is piloting, initiative is very important, because for very important spells like Eclipse, you want to be the first person to be casting a spell in the turn. He has initiative right now, but looks like he is going to go with the play that you suggested earlier and deploy Luna in the final lane.
Yep. Bloody's putting Bounty Hunter mid. Basically just trying to like fight for this lane. Not comfortable giving it up yet. I actually think I would have liked to see kind of a sacrifice on that lane. I think that's kind of something you can do under these situations, because Savjz had 2 different colored heroes mid. But
So who's winning right now?
Bloody by a mile.
Oh, why?
So
Because I look at the towers and it seems pretty even.
yeah, right now it looks pretty even, but given what we see in the hand and what, I mean, Time of Triumph is one of the best late game card, and Assassinate is going to allow this sniper to cast these cards downstream and just kill the Ogre, kill the Luna, and we're going to see Savjz probably lose this game in about 2 turns.
Yeah. And not even just Sniper. He could also spend 7 mana to assassinate from this lane, and he can also spend another 7 mana in that mid lane with the Bounty Hunter to assassinate as well, since it's a black card.
So it was interesting to see that Bloody used the fight through the pain to get initiative, but now he just passes here. I guess he really wants initiative in the final lane.
Yep, in that last lane, he is scared of Luna dropping down that Eclipse, so he's thinking maybe in that last lane he can do some kind of preventative measures before it comes down.
yeah, that's one of the most interesting things about initiative, because the person who has initiative can also get initiative by passing first off of having passed first last round. You can kind of chain it in that way.
So now we see initiative fight essentially as Centaur gets initiative back by casting the Kraken Shell.
And this Eclipse is going to go off. How many charges is this? 3 Eclipse?
4 charges.
4.
So if it hits perfectly, we need 3 on the Beastmaster and 1 on Sniper. And this guy cannot absorb any splash.
So
Or
by and large, most likely outcome here
There
is
we go.
Beastmaster survives with 3 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes. Survives with 3.
And Beastmaster's ability, he can make a little guy, right?
Yeah, you can make a 3/1/3.
A loyal beast, which he's going to do right now.
But Savjz, the mental genius that he is able to put 2 damage here. Oh, but the Ignite would not finish it off because there is a Stonehall Cloak.
Yes.
So
And Stonehall Cloak gives you 2 health every turn.
yes.
Yep. Every time you survive the combat phase. So as Lumi said, I mean, Savjz is in a really bad spot. I mean, Bloody is right at this moment coming online. We've got the Assassinate from left to either mid or right, one of these blue heroes. Which blue hero here would we like to see this kind of Assassinate come down on? Ogre or Luna? I think
Probably Luna.
I think it's got to be Luna. That's
Yeah.
the lane Bloody is fighting for.
And on top of that, Luna is always getting charges for her Eclipse at the beginning of each turn.
Yep.
So the sooner you take out Luna, the less those charges, or less scary Eclipse is going to be.
The one thing that I say is going pretty well for Savjz right now is that even though he's lost the first lane, or he's about to,
He's giving it up, right? He's not putting a hero there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
and also these heroes are somewhat stranded there. Like there's no way to move the Sniper and Sven into a lane that they're actually doing stuff.
Yep. At the same time, though, that's a large part of the reason that Assassinate is so powerful. Because even though you've got Sniper, let's say, in a lane that's kind of not doing so much,
He
you
can
can
still
cast it. You can still use your mana in a way that affects, in a very powerful way, the relevant lanes
So
here.
if we zoom out, what do you think he's going to use Assassinate on?
I
It's
think
got to be the Luna, yeah.
So he's going to kill the Luna so he can't Eclipse again.
Yes. So
And-
basically, if you look
And
from...
Savjz can't do anything about that at all?
Yes. Because
Oh.
Savjz has nothing in this lane to be able
I
to play
see.
it interactive
So
with
it's just
Sniper.
dead.
It's gone.
That's broken.
Yes.
No, it is 7 mana, so it does take a while to get there. Tower survives with 1 health. This is the one lane that's doing pretty well here for Savjz. All heroes alive. But unfortunately, he's not really pressuring the tower that hard either.
Yeah, it's still not really the position you want to be in for having like 2 heroes against 0.
All right, looks like we saw the Reptile Investments pop. I believe had 3 to 4 charges
4
on it.
charges.
4
yes.
charges on
So
there.
that was, what, 16 gold?
But with
12 gold.
initiative, we have the Sucker Punch from Savjz. Now, this is a great example of like why initiative matters so much. If you look at Bloody's hand, you have the Primal Roar there. This is Beastmaster Sig. If Bloody had initiative, the Primal Roar comes down onto Savjz's Bloodseeker. Tidehunter goes to a random other row. Whoever has initiative at the start of like a board state like that is going to completely win the board off of it.
Yeah.
That Tidehunter has 0 attack now.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does. So the passive of the Loyal Beast, which is the little friend that the Beastmaster summoned, every time it hits something else, that unit gets -1 attack. So it looks like Tidehunter took 2 hits. And Tidehunter only starts with 2, so now he's down to 0.
No, worse than a creep. And he's going to keep getting his attack nerfed, basically.
Yeah.
So Savjz's strategy is to try and win the middle lane and the right lane.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And he's just sacrificing the first lane.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Bloody's strategy looks to be to win right lane at this point. Bloody has just taken down left lane, but at the same time, if the game extends like 3 or 4 more turns, Bloody's just going to win on the left lane.
You
for
can't
the ancient
sacrifice
kill.
too much because he will just do 80
Exactly.
to your ancient tower, and then you just die.
Yeah, that's why it was really nice that Savjz was able to survive with 1 HP last turn.
Because
Essentially,
you
it buys
can't
you.
overkill.
Yeah, it
Yes.
buys you 1 turn. So you see that he's taking 25 here. It'll just go to 80. It won't go to like 64 or whatever,
Gotta
54.
pop the tower first to expose the ancient.
Yeah, and you can see the Agloti Vandal in Bloody's hand here. This is actually going to kind of highlight an interaction I want to point out. The Agloti Vandal would kill this tower, but you still can't deal damage to the Ancient on the same turn, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Bloody knows that, so she's not going to bother playing it there.
So we saw one of the Assassinate. Assassinate, by the way, deals 10 piercing damage. Piercing is a keyword that means you could ignore armor. So normally, when you deal 10 damage to something, if they have 10 armor, you're dealing 0. But piercing says, yeah, I'm going to go through that.
So he's going to cast another one on the tide?
Yeah, so he shot
Or-
one at
the
Beastmaster.
Okay.
which means he's going to try to shoot another one to kill. Now, Savjz could have prevented that by casting, for example, Eclipse and killing this bounty hunter. But instead, he's going to allow Bloody to kind of follow through with a sequence of move. I think that might have been a misplay by Savjz, but he's also thinking, okay, I need to save Eclipse and perhaps win this lane.
That is also all 3 assassinates from Bloody.
Well,
Each hero.
she has 2 snipers, so there's 3
Just
more.
3 snipers?
2 snipers.
2 snipers,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think she has 2.
So
at
6
least,
total.
Yeah, 6 total, so 3 more to go, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Can
and
we
that's
pull
that-
up
Not
the
see the
F3?
other one.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, let's look at the
yeah,
deck
we
list.
can look at these players' decks.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
yeah, 3 out of 6.
Assassinate,
3 out of
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot more. Like,
Each sniper comes with 3
let
assassins.
me tell you, this is I think the best deck we've seen so far. Bloody's deck.
Yes, Bloody's deck is really powerful.
Out of all of the games we watched, this is the best deck we've seen so far.
So what I want to say about Bloody's deck is, like, it's extremely top-heavy. The Primal Roars, Time of Triumph, and Assassinate means if you're going to win it, you got to win early. Like Life Coach, for example, if he would be able to get, like, a Horn of the Alpha, you can basically
So this
kill it
guy's
before
a
it comes
super
online.
late game deck.
Yes.
A lot of stuff in his
exactly.
deck that costs a lot. That guy does 4 damage to the tower.
Yeah, just when you play it. Ugly Vandal, pretty good card.
Yep. And we see Bloody has Snipers active off cooldown here. Headshot, which she can use to deal 5 damage to anything.
Okay, but got stunned by Ravage. So stun is not a word that we talked about it too much, but basically when a unit is stunned, they can't cast any kind of active ability. They can't attack,
Yes.
and they don't contribute their color to casting spells. So for
Yeah.
example, well, normally black heroes could cast black cards, but because of stun, he can't cast as Tyler Estate.
Yeah, stunning is both silence and disarm at the
Yeah.
same time.
It's probably one of the most powerful effects that you could do to your opponent.
Yeah, so silence means you can't cast any spells. Disarm means you don't have any attack really
Yes.
essentially during combat, and stun does both.
Tidehunter's back to that 2 attack again with the short sword equipped, so he's doing some damage again to the tower, but coming back from 0.
And this is a pretty awkward position for Savjz to be in. I mean, he's got to win on these other 2 lanes very quickly. The Time of Triumph will accelerate Bloody's clock on the left lane, but Savjz's biggest problem is going to be dealing 27 tower damage to that right lane. We're going to have to see the Luna come down there.
Can he do 80 to the first lane right now?
This turn, Bloody is not going to be able
I
to.
don't think that's possible.
No.
He's deploying there.
Yep. Bloody is looking to kind of threaten it on like the clock of 2. It looks
Yeah.
like, and that will definitely happen. And there's nothing Savjz can do about
So
it.
he'll
So
do
Savjz
it.
needs
He'll
to
do it
win
next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Savjz needs to win 27 damage on right lane this turn.
So you're assuming that Savjz will kill the middle lane,
Yes.
and then he needs to kill 27 on the right side
Ooh,
right now.
little hesitant. Savjz playing defensive, seeing that the 80 damage is a major threat here, and putting Luna left opens up the plays of both Eclipse and Thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm, right?
But
Hover
Bloody
over
has
Thunderstorm.
initiative,
See?
and initiative
4
is
damage to
king.
each
We
enemy.
have Primal Roar as an option to stun Luna out of play options here.
So the correct play, if he knew he had this stuff, is
Oh, he just killed
he's
it.
gonna
Just kills
kill
it with Assassinate.
Okay.
Assassinate number 4?
Yeah.
Power of 2 snipers.
Yeah, I would probably even shoot this creep with headshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just put in 4 more damage to the building.
Absolutely.
Don't even need that
That's
time of triumph.
35.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is
Yeah.
so much.
And you can see the board could extend beyond what it fits, right? So it'll just keep growing.
Yep.
And there's no limit. It just keeps going.
Yep.
I think infinite is the word, Ken.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this tower is pretty much going to be dying next turn.
Yep.
As you can see by the deployments, Savjz does have his Beastmaster with the check mark. It will be coming back next deployment, but it's going to be hard for that to kind of stop this.
Yep. He
Savjz
also has a teleport scroll, so he
Yes.
could kind of, let's say, recall back the ogre, for example, and bring it to the first lane to cast some blue spells.
So one of the skills in Artifact is you kind of have to have this like idea of a timer in your head, right? When you're Savjz, you have to be thinking, what's your best chance? And right now, his best chance is to deploy Beastmaster left, try to stall left for 1 turn, and give his right lane 2 turns to be able to kill this tower. Because it will go this turn, and then he's got 1 more chance.
So not looking good.
Not looking good.
Nope.
I think
But-
one thing that Savjz could have done is probably maybe just Thunderstorm, just clear out this board, get lethal, port out the ogre.
Yes.
So he's not even going to kill mid here.
Yes, but he
Potentially.
does have 2 turns to
Yeah.
kill mid. Mid is the least of Savjz's concerns right now.
Yeah.
Because if he can buy 1 turn left, he's got this turn and next turn to kill mid, as well as this turn and next turn to kill right. I'd love to see some better late than never being cast to support the right lane, which is definitely in more dire need of help.
So if you guys are ever confused as to whether they're trying to do damage to the ancient tower or the regular tower, the left side, the yellowish number, that means that it is an ancient tower.
Yes.
So you'll see Savjz lane 1. If that 36 is gone, he loses.
Yeah.
He's just done.
So Savjz is going all in right, which is going to hurt his ability to potentially block left. And I gotta say, keep in mind,
Oh, the
He's
ogre, though.
multicasting.
Multicast.
So Ogre has a passive ability which says whenever you play a blue spell, you have a 25% chance to just like get a refund of that blue spell. So it's pretty good stuff.
Just like Dota. You can
Yeah.
win off of Ogre.
Yeah.
Multicasting.
Well, you know, when you're out of mana, you can't cast spells, which is the issue here.
So would you say he's going to TP someone out? Looking like maybe the ogre?
I think he has to if he
Yeah.
wants to survive. Yeah.
Yep. And the Ogre will unlock his blue casting options left lane if he has initiative. So keep in mind, initiative carries over from round to round. So whoever passes first with that little triangle symbol, you can see who has initiative by who has the triangle on the gold coin as opposed to the swords. The
Yeah.
triangle person has initiative. Whoever has initiative will kind of be able to lock the other player out of options.
So Savjz right now he's got the sword, so that means once he passes here,
Yeah.
he'll be acting second in that first lane.
So Bloody specifically has headshot on Sniper. She's choosing not to use it because she knows it will give up initiative if that happens. And because she's keeping initiative, Savjz will deploy both these heroes left for defensive, but Bloody has first play, which means she can use Primal Roar to stun one of them or
Yep.
Time of Triumph before she gets stunned.
Yeah, so Primal Roar only stuns units in front of red heroes. So luckily, both these heroes were able to land away from, for example, the Sven. So looks like Primal Roar would not be a play here that Bloody can make. But, I mean, Time of Triumph, which essentially gives your hero a laundry list of, like, keywords.
Yep.
Looks pretty good here. Plus
That
4 attack.
modifies all 3 heroes in this lane. There's
Yeah.
Beastmaster over way to the right over there. And so that's 50 damage
It's
coming
not
into the
looking so
tower
good.
right now.
Will Thunderstorm be enough to survive? So Thunderstorm will take out
All these
three.
creeps.
Oh, we'll
Yep.
find out right now here. Looks like he was able to multicast the Thunderstorm as well. He is short 1, but
And then you
better
get-
late
Better
than
than late
never
than
will
never.
allow him to survive. And, of course, he could make a loyal friend.
He's going to live.
He's going to live.
Yeah.
Yep, and this buys him just that 1 more turn. That's what we were talking about. So he needs to still be able to take both mid and right in this turn.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
possible.
That's going to be very tricky with the Centaur just here.
Yep.
Okay, so I think... Oh, he just passed.
Yeah,
Yep.
he sees that
He's
there's
giving
no
it
real
up.
way to close out the game.
Okay.
So
that's a rough-
is that a 2-0 for Bloody?
I believe that is a 2-0 on Bloody. I will go back to the UI and check it out.
How are our boys doing?
You
Yeah,
wanna...
let's take a look at the bracket.
Life Coach got a clean 2-0 in the first round.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
watched it. That was brutal.
Yeah.
That Horn of the Alpha
Oh,
getting
looks
out early.
like Forsen is still alive also.
Okay.
It's
I'm
the-
trying to check our boys first. Let's see. And there's a lot of names to go through. If you see them, please shout it out because I don't see them right now. Hyped. He's 2-0.
Good.
All right.
Nice. All right.
Clean
There's
win.
also 2-0.
Heffa Lumpen. Where is he? You guys can talk about some stuff while I look at this.
So basically,
go ahead.
the way Swiss works is you kind of pair against opponents that are also on your win rate. It's kind of like a mini MMR system, sort of. So Savjz has lost his first series, but he will be against someone else who kind of is also 0-1, and typically it'll be kind of easier to come back from that.
Oh, it looks like Savjz's series was 1-1. So
so we can
yeah,
we can
game
start the next
3
one
happening.
Let's go.
But to update you, Yo Larson is 2-0. So it looks like all of our players are 2-0, and we're watching Savjz to hopefully clinch it out as well. Savjz this time playing on the top and Bloody on the
So you guys talked about Luna needing to live.
Yes.
And Luna's in the second lane. And let's see if is the Luna in front of anything that might kill it.
Well,
Let's take a look at the second
lane. I can't actually
lane.
look at the lane right now because
the
first turn is a little buggy. I think we have
I
to
see.
wait for the players to play in a card or something first.
They're mulliganing right now.
So that card New
Okay.
Orders that he has is why doesn't he just cast that?
Well, New Orders, he could change the arrow and hit this Beastmaster for 5, but since you're not really killing anything, it's probably a waste of card.
I see.
But
So-
we'll New Order here, and even if though you don't kill the Luna, you're putting a lot of pressure on her, and you want to kill the Luna because her passive ability, which is, if I could click on it.
Check out the grazing shot in Bloody's hand as well.
that's
That's the combo, setting it up for grazing shot lethal.
Yo, that's a 200 IQ play. I didn't see that because I'm not 200 IQ. So
finishes off the Luna.
Yeah.
Since grazing shot can be played
So
cross lane.
that's a feels bad.
Oh, very
That
much.
is a feels bad.
Luna's a hero you want to keep alive as much as possible because every turn she stays alive powers up the Eclipse is all in your deck.
well, I say yes or no. Like it does feel bad that your Luna is dead, but you also have to keep in mind Bloody had to spend 2 cards to get that done. And you will get Luna back eventually, so I say it's 50-50. Like, both players are okay.
That's true as well. I want to point out like one potential alternative play option that wouldn't necessarily have been better, but to demonstrate game mechanics, if Bloody had deployed Sniper left in this round, she could have used Grazing Shot from left to mid, killing the Luna there, and this effectively would have delayed Luna's respawn by a full turn because she would have been killed kind of on the next turn before her active, her passive had a chance to go off.
Yeah, Dr. Richard Garfield made a video talking about that. The upkeep kill.
Upkeep kill, yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. But putting the Sniper left, which is actually the case here, means you're putting Sniper in a very compromised position. You know, we saw Sniper last game doing crazy stuff, able to shoot, damage across the board. But you got to keep in mind, 5-6, very weak stats.
Exactly.
And that is the downside of this hero.
Sniper is kind of the epitome of a river hero. You want to play it in round 3 deployment. That weakness of having 2 snipers is you're going to have to play one of them sooner than round 3, which means it will be kind of vulnerable to these situations here.
Yeah.
We have Rebel Instigators in Bloody's hand right now, but there's no creeps for that to really benefit off of.
We'll talk about Rebel Instigator as it gets cast, but
Yep.
basically if you land in front of a creep, they'll make more Rebel Instigators.
But yeah, like Ken pointed out, it's not necessarily good to play a card even though you have the mana for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to wait for the right situations.
Yeah, and that's something that's really unique about Artifact compared to other card games. Because usually, other card games, because they don't have systems like initiative or lane commitment, they tend to fall into curving your mana. Use your mana more than your opponent. You usually
try to be
just
efficient.
win. Yeah.
And if you don't use your mana, you keep initiative. And it's
Exactly.
just,
Yeah, you can think of it kind of like buying initiative with mana. So you always have that option to. It's almost like a hero power in Hearthstone.
And it gets more expensive as
yeah,
you get
exactly.
later.
No, that's exactly right.
So when it's turn 9 or whatever, it'll cost 12
Yeah.
to buy initiative, I guess, if you just pass.
11 mana.
Yeah.
So Bloody has 8 gold to spare.
And we're coming down on the Red Mist Pillager turn. This is kind of a large part of what the game's all about. So you really want to play this and keep it alive. And against Bloody's deck, that doesn't really have that much of an answer to it. That might be Savjz's win condition.
Yeah.
And you're looking at right lane for this, probably.
It's kind of always a little scary to play in a lane with a black hero because they could play really easy damage effects like Raising Shot or Hip
you have
Fire.
those 2 snipers who have those
Slays,
active
yeah.
abilities.
So I got a question for you. If you want to keep the Luna alive, why would you play it just kind of in the lane where Sven could just maybe hit it right away?
You definitely want to keep the Luna alive all the time, but you also got to keep in mind, sometimes you just got to cast spells, right? So casting, he has a way to actually taunt. So for example,
I see.
taunt, you could make Sven, instead of attacking Luna, attack this creep, for example. But the problem with that as well is that Sven cleaves. So right now he's cleaving for 3. So even if you taunt the melee creep, 3 damage still kind of spills over to the Luna. Luna is not going to die. Let me just tell you that this turn, but she's also not going to walk away healthy.
Yep. We're gonna have to see how Savjz plans this out. He could elect to actually do a pass to try to have Bloody spend her mana before playing Red Mist Pillager here. That's one of the tricks with Pillager. Decides to deploy a zombie.
Okay. I think we might see some sort of combination of Ventriloquy, and we might even see the Double Edge being cast. So Double Edge is a Centaur signature card, which is give somebody +8 attack, but they lose 8 armor. Now, it just says give a red hero, not give an ally red hero. So there are some times where you could, for example, cast it on their guys, essentially give them -8 armor with 1 card, and finish it off with a damage spell. But we might not see that combination here, as Savjz doesn't have those damage cards in hand.
So that Pillager is going to make another one right now?
That's
Yeah,
not a
the
pillager.
Rebel Instigator. It's sort of like a Red Mist Pillager. Specifically, it needs to deal battle damage to a creep, and then if it survives that, which it can off of the zombie, and there's the Ventriloquy, so this will stop the Instigator from going off. I really like this play.
Yep, and Beastmaster was going to die anyway. May as well just take the damage for everyone. The zombie is still going to proc, though. That zombie that Savjz put down has a death shield, which essentially means that even if it dies in this turn, which it will from the cleave, it's going to come back as a 2/1 creep.
And that's why it doesn't have the X.
That's why it doesn't have the X.
So Double Edge is going to get cast.
-37 on that Beastmaster.
He's taking 37. That's why, because he's taking 8 more damage from everybody.
Yep.
So kind of the math checks out. But does guarantee the kill on Sniper.
So now Savjz is thinking, do I want to use Kraken Shell to take initiative next turn? Is there anything in the mid lane he would want initiative for?
Probably not. His hand is not really beneficial for initiative.
And mana's still at 5, so there's not too many cards that are like big game changers that he can play.
Yeah, I'd like to see a pass come out here.
So far, Bloody hasn't drawn any of her 6 Assassinates. She'll want to start seeing those soon as it reaches turn 7 for her to cast them.
That's perfect right now.
know.
You're not drawing a dead card, right?
It's great.
It's actually it's exactly what Bloody wants in this situation. God, I love this double edge.
So like I mentioned earlier, you could double edge your opponent's hero as well. So basically this gives Sven -8 armor, and Luna was able to actually punch him down thanks to the -8.
The danger with this is that you're increasing Sven's cleave since it scales with his attack. So Luna
so
went all the way down to 1 health off of that.
But it worked out. So good play here from Savjz.
I like it.
Now Bloody's looking at this mid lane, has the ability to play one of 2 creeps. If you put the Tyler Estate, that's going to bring Savjz's mana pool down to 4 instead of 5. Or she could choose to put down the Gloaty Vandal, and that's going to do 4 damage.
I really like playing the Tyler Estate here because even though the mana subtraction isn't too useful this turn, next turn you're preventing an Eclipse or a 6 kind of big 6 mana spells, which seems like Savjz's deck has a lot of, whether it's Thunderstorm or Eclipse or anything of that nature.
And every time you play a creep, like he did in that lane, it will automatically hit what's in front of it? Is that how it works?
So yes and no. If you play a creep, for example, right now that just came down, there's a creep in front of it, so yes, it will hit in front of it.
But if there's nothing in front of it?
Then it has a 25% chance of hitting left, 25 hitting right, and then 50% hitting straight. So
I see.
There are some times where you want to make sure you're placing it like really far away from a hero, so you don't want to hit them, or sometimes you do want to hit them. So it's very case dependent.
So the game's getting into the later stages here. Bloody has the heavier deck. She has like the ability to kind of draw these huge cards, not just Assassinate, but also Roar, as well as Time of Triumph.
Yeah, this is a sick late game deck.
Yeah, and Savjz hasn't put too much pressure out. He's pushing right tower very hard. He's going to need to take it, but both of Bloody's other towers both have 40 health on them.
Yeah, and he did have to end up using his Red Mist Pillager to kill off the Bounty Hunter, and so now he doesn't have that kind of growing army, so to speak, to basically give them a win condition.
This looks like a really good turn here for Savjz. He could just pass, because right now he has initiative. And that means he's going to act first in this middle lane.
Yes.
But unfortunately, like I mentioned last turn, I was going to say, he could
Thunderstorm
Thunderstorm and just like kill a lot of these stuff. But Tyler Estate Sensor now subtracting 1 of this mana. This would have been a very sick turn for Savjz.
Yep.
And I just have a question about the top left. That means those heroes that are coming in, that means they're coming in next turn with the check mark?
Yes.
Yes.
So three of Bloody's heroes are dead right now.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pretty big rubber band and artifact. Like, it's not so snowbally as it might seem, because like even if you like get like a triple kill on heroes, like they will come back strong in 3 turns with flexible deployment.
And that's the scariest thing, right? You see 3 hero coming in, you don't know where your opponent's going to put it.
So you could place them all left or all
left,
right.
all
Yep.
middle, or one of each, and you just don't know. You kind of just have to guess, and that's the really tough part about artifact.
So he's just going to use his TP scroll on Ogre.
Yep.
Prevents his death, and now he'll also have the Ogre available to deploy in the next round too. So you'll see the Ogre in the fountain sitting there with the check mark.
And the ogre would have died to the sniper's ability. Is that why he
it
did
was
it?
dying to both the Beastmaster and his loyal beast, just
okay.
hitting it.
So
So-
Blood is deciding here whether to play the Ogre Conscript, presumably on the right side of the lane.
Yep.
And I think I like this play. It's a little committal to this idea of like the mid tower, but it kind of opens up Ancient potential option.
Yep. 24 damage now being done to Savjz's tower. And Bloody's going to go ahead and TP that.
4 heroes coming down next
4
turn.
heroes coming down, yeah.
Yep. And you got to play the Ogre on the right there because otherwise it goes into the Tidehunter's Ravage range, which keep in mind stuns adjacent opponent units guaranteed.
Can we check Savjz's deck really quick?
Yes, let's do that. Savjz, I mean, his deck is no joke when it comes to late game as well. We're looking at 3 Eclipse, 2 Thunderstorm, a lot of AoE potential, and also has Roar, which is like ways to kind of interact with your opponent. But that's kind of like, I think we're seeing the peak of Savjz's deck right now. And basically has to pretty much win right now as well. We're going to see 4 heroes left.
The quad lane.
And let me tell you, Luna Eclipse, very good at dealing like quite a bit of damage, but I don't think there's going to be enough damage to go through all of this.
Yeah, Savjz does have the Thunderstorm in hand and the initiative. Primal Roar does not have an option here. Beastmaster, the only red hero,
Yeah.
has no opposing units.
You don't generally see 4 hero in one lane, at least this early in the game. So,
And the
Thunderstorm?
sniper ability is going to kill the Luna.
yes.
So he only has like 1 spell, right?
Are there any items that Savjz has right now to
Traverse
save
Cloak, there's a healing salve as well, but Savjz is also thinking about Primal Roar on the opponent's deck, right?
Yep.
Because right now Sven could Primal Roar and basically usher these 2 heroes away. There's a lot of things that Savjz is thinking about. Can I save Luna? Should I save Luna? Should I cast Thunderstorm first and give up Luna's life? And I don't think any of those choices like a clear, oh yeah, you should just do this.
Mm-hmm. It's going to TP out Luna. So that makes Luna available for deploy the next round.
Yep, and Savjz still has the option to play red cards here. Mercenary Exiles, for example. Coming down and just like blocking the sniper for a turn wouldn't be too bad. Bloody still has the sniper headshot active, which could do something like clear the 2 strength creep in front of Bounty Hunter, and allowing her to punch tower for 11.
I think this deployment by Bloody, where she put all 4 hero left, might be a window for Savjz to win. 'Cause
Really?
Now Savjz is thinking, look, I'm going to lose this lane, and that's okay because you committed 4 heroes here. I'm going to just try my best to win middle and try my best to win right, which is not impossible now that you have Luna being deployed in the other lane as well.
I think I do actually like Bloody's deployment solely because she committed the Ogre Conscript mid in the last turn.
Sure.
And mid looks to me pretty indefensible on Savjz's side.
I mean, Thunderstorm just clears a sniper, right?
Yeah, that's true. Definitely might have been an overcommitment of Bloody to go 4 into 1 lane. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is potentially hugely punishable. I mean, keep in mind, like, death kind of represents mobility, right?
Yes.
When you kill an opponent's hero, you're kind of like buying and force feeding them a TP scroll, right?
No joke, I will sniper and shoot itself. I'm not even joking. Because
Yep.
you don't need a sniper here. There's
Yeah.
too many heroes
It's too
here.
many heroes. Yeah.
So you'd have him shoot himself so he could
He will die to
deploy
the
again?
loyal
Yeah.
beast and deploy again 2 turns.
Yeah,
Oh, you
because
didn't do that?
hero death is really not that dissimilar from like a TP scroll.
Yeah.
It's kind of more expensive, but it gives you what you want. And now this Thunderstorm with initiative, like plus the potential blocker here, Lumi might have been right. Like this is a completely defensible lane with 4 heroes stranded left.
Yeah, so Savjz will take 7, but taking 7 is not the same as taking 13 here, so he'll survive. And all of a sudden, it's these 2 versus no hero for this turn and
Yeah.
next turn. And same thing here. There's no hero for Bloody coming into this lane.
Yeah, it turns into like a 5v1 basically, because
Right.
Bloody has 4 heroes on a lane that's kind of already won. And this is the real like skill and artifact, because there's a risk to overcommitting.
Yeah. Now, Bloody does have 6 copies of Assassinate in her deck.
Hasn't drawn them yet, but
Yep.
they're coming.
Yeah. Exile's going to come down. And now, Mercenary Exile has an active where you could just spend all your money. And you're essentially paying the Exile to, Mercenary to give her more attack and health. Which might be a play here.
Yep.
If
Savjz has 11 gold.
Yeah.
Eclipse is a great draw.
Yes.
Oh,
And gets that initiative
back. Yeah.
as he wants to start casting some key cards first.
Okay, and now the key to this entire game has shifted. It was left lane just last turn, but now it's mid lane.
Yeah.
Like things are being mixed up. And Bloody is realizing that she needs to be able to punch through this mid. She needs to find an Assassinate and snipe this Ogre out.
Oh, but now Luna's coming back. So what we thought is like Luna's going to abandon this lane and just go right.
So TP'd out and came right back.
Came right back. But now she has initiative again to cast Eclipse.
This is a huge Eclipse.
Yeah.
Lucent Beam is going to snipe a target. If it's Bounty Hunter or this creep, melee creep, she's very happy.
Oh, that's 1 copy of Assassinate being drawn.
The Luna here commits the Eclipse, I think. If you're going to
Yes.
drop Luna here, you have to open with Eclipse here. How many charges are we looking at?
We're looking at 6 charges.
So
6.
18 total damage to this lane. That could be completely devastating. The Sniper is going to go down, as is the Bronze Legionnaire. Even the Bounty Hunter or the Beastmaster might.
Oh, Sniper is going to go down, but looks like the Bounty will survive.
Oof. Not fortunate rolls for Savjz there.
Yeah.
Pretty bad Assassinate, or pretty bad rolls on the Eclipse, I have to say.
Yep. So now if you're Bloody, do you Assassinate this lane or the Ogre in the mid lane? Because mid lane is all of a sudden a real threat to your lose condition.
Is there any thought of assassinating a creep as well?
To get
See
the
it.
7 damage
No.
in.
It's the other
Almost.
The crosshair was like, ooh,
Yeah.
is he going to go for the creep? Because going for the creep gives you the lethal, technically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was nothing that Savjz played last turn to block the Ogre, so
All right.
one of the 2 cards that he drew this turn would have had to been an answer, and that would have been a relatively safe play.
I think this is the first game we've casted that's like super close and tight.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Bloody's deck is going to be stronger in the late game, but given the fact that she's only drawn a single copy of Assassinate, it's hard to say.
Yep. And now Luna's going to survive with that shield equipped. And
Yeah.
Bloody's going to put on that Book of the Dead to just get some extra HP on Bloodseeker right now, too.
And Luna staying
Sorry.
alive is a really
Bounty
big
Hunter.
deal for Savjz. He needs access to his blue cards. He needs to draw something like another Eclipse to kind of just like wipe Bloody's board in the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're just scared if you're Bloody here. You see a Luna still alive. You know Eclipse could be coming down. Thunderstorm could be coming down.
Yeah.
It may kind of make you act in a different way. Maybe, fight for initiative or assassinate this Luna or something like that.
Yeah, Luna is just one of the like scariest blue heroes in the entire game. Like her signature card can completely devastate a board.
Yep, and we did see Bloody pick up a TP scroll from the previous shopping phase.
Yeah.
Is there any hero that you think should get a TP at the moment? What's in that last lane? There's nothing
There's
there.
no heroes.
No heroes in last lane, so still committing into just leaving 3 heroes there for now.
Yep. So looks like both players are straight up passing.
Savjz
fighting
has the
for
option
initiative.
to pump his Mercenary Exiles +5/+5 with his 10 gold. There it is.
I like it.
And that's going to put a lot of pressure, threatening this tower on a clock of 2.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, and now he gets to even
okay.
TP out the hero as well.
Mercenary Exiles is doing enough pressure here.
Looks like Savjz is really committed into defending that first lane.
Yeah, and this is kind of what Artifact is. It's kind of like a dance back and forth of like, will I play for this lane? Will I play for this lane? Like Savjz kind of bailed out of left lane and now has recommitted to it. If anything, now Bloody could kind of do the same in right lane. Bloody could actually look at that TP and be like, okay, well now I can defend right lane, right? Like that's
Yeah.
an option.
Looks like Centaur is going to be jumping left, and this is a pretty dangerous deploy for both sides. There's a lot of red heroes on both sides, and there's Beastmaster Roar.
Yeah.
So a lot of these heroes could be kind of shoved into different lanes.
And Bloody still looks like she's
Ooh.
just in a dominating position. She
Yeah.
only needs 15 total damage on both of these towers, whereas Savjz needs 13 on right, which isn't going to happen for at least 2 turns. And then he needs to find a way to get through Bloody's heroes both mid or either mid or left.
But Bloody's not drawing her powerful cards, which is the 5 copies of Assassinate and that 1 copy of Time of Triumph, or the Beastmaster Roars. she has so many powerful cards left in her deck, and she's not drawing any of them.
I think we have a 7 charge Eclipse now.
This
that
is
right?
7.
So
Yep.
that's 21 damage spread.
Yep.
That's
Two charges off of being able to wipe Bloody's entire board in this case.
And Bloody could also add more HP to the board by summoning Call of the Wild or equipping a Furline Mantle.
This Eclipse could be very nasty.
Yep,
there it
there's
is.
the
So
Furline
if this Eclipse drops, it should take down Bounty Hunter. If it's lucky, it might take down Beastmaster with it.
All right, here we go.
7 charges.
Let her
Oh,
rip.
there it is. Beastmaster, one more. Nope.
Some unlucky
Yeah.
rolls, I gotta say.
That's rough. And now the Beastmaster, since he's still alive for now, he can summon another Loyal Beast to block either the Beastmaster or the Luna.
Yep, and Stonehall Elite can actually also go in front of the Luna, blocking her and staying alive at the same time. If Bloody wants it, Bloody's still in the driver's seat of this game. She just needs to find a way to punch through just a little bit more damage on this left lane.
And with that, Tresden's the
Oh.
Beastmaster.
Oh,
hi.
hey,
Hi,
hey,
guys.
Hyped.
Hello.
Oh,
Hyped
look at
in,
that.
Yeah.
Hyped
looks
is
like
now sitting with us on the couch.
She's not gonna cast Tresden here. Oh no, she's gonna summon first and then
Yes.
cast it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Tresden
it's based on the
standards.
placement of that wolf because it buffs afterwards.
Yep.
So.
Exactly. And with the Stonehall Elite, it gains 1 armor every time, right? Including when you play the Tresden Standards. So if that
Oh,
Tower
slight
Barrage
punish
hasn't
there.
come down, yeah.
Okay, so Tresden Standard, it's a card that kind of just gives you more and more benefit as you cast more red cards. So
Yes.
it's gonna pop it on this hero and then cast Stonehall Elite afterwards.
Yep, and that'll push through some damage since it's pretty much uncontested right now. 7 damage going through to the Tower of Savjz.
Yep, that would, with 2 procs of Tresden Standards, that would take Savjz's tower down to 2 health. What's mid looking like? Because Savjz still has to block mid.
Mid
and
is technically
He has a
but
Ravage.
has dimensional.
The Ravage
oh,
is
no,
up.
no, yeah, no mana for all of this.
Yeah. Ravage and Primal Roar are both major options mid. Could even Sucker Punch and save himself the Ravage if he has the initiative.
I actually like that a lot. Ravage
Yeah.
is a lot easier to use, and Sucker Punch gets the job done here.
All right, Tresden Sanders coming down.
Okay.
But
Ooh,
not going to
decided
put the
save
Stonehall.
Stonehall Elite. So Savjz has the initiative here, and remember, initiative is everything. There's the Ravage. Is it going to stun the Ogre?
50-50? Oh, stuns
wow.
Everything.
Savjz.
Finally, the RNG coming back in his
All right.
favor.
So technically still alive.
Mhm.
Hasn't lost a single tower yet. Looks like we're going to see a teleport scroll back out.
Yep, just keeping snipers safe.
Okay.
And we're going to have to see like if there's any place for initiative here. Savjz has initiative off that TP. He's going to keep it. He's going to pass.
Yep.
We're going to go all the way back to board number 1
Dude,
where this initiative is going to be held.
This mercenary exile is going all the distance. Okay,
Yeah.
it's going to take the tower
Pumping that
eventually.
mercenary really helps. Now Savjz only needs to deal 10 extra damage on left. This game is all about left lane right now. If Savjz can deal 10 damage on left, even before Bloody can do anything, like if he can block either mid or left from taking just a little bit of damage, Savjz might win this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But his
and
hand is looking very
Yes.
dry. This
Yes.
is not the time
3
you want
He
to
traps.
track.
needs that 3rd Eclipse. He needs that right now.
5 more Assassinate in the deck.
Yeah, but
3
unfortunately
Primal
the-
Roar.
Primal Roar
Yeah.
got opened up.
Yeah.
The Beastmaster in front of the Sniper and the Sven. Primal Roar off of initiative, stuns the Sniper, moves the Sven. But Sven being moved to either other lane is not good for Savjz. It will choose Sven and dump him randomly into one of the 2 other lanes.
Where's
Where's
it
it going?
going? Left.
Perfect.
Middle.
Going
That's
mid.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
Middle's
he
good.
wanted.
Yeah.
But middle is still a threat. Bloody still just has to take the middle tower. This is really close.
Yeah. Also, you could start throwing creeps with better late than never
Yes.
into the middle lane. You cast Ignite as well.
You've got Potion of Knowledge for an extra draw. You've got 3 more mana to play out here. He needs 9 extra damage on this tower. Bloody can't use Headshot. Her Sniper is still stunned.
Yeah.
Yep.
She can't cast anything at this point. So let's look at the middle lane. Is the tower going to die this turn? I don't think so, because Ogre could cast
Ogre
more, so-
casts another
Yep.
Yeah.
better late than never. Yeah.
But, you know, Beastmaster Roar can
Savjz
open
might
some
have
spots.
this. Yeah, the Primal Roar is going to get exchanged because Bloody got blocked out of this lane. She will have initiative for mid lane, and the Primal Roar will likewise mess up Savjz's board. He's got the potion. He needs a Kraken Shell for initiative.
Okay. Not going to grab initiative. Now, keep in mind that hasn't lost any tower yet, despite them being at 3 health and
Yes.
4 health. So
yes.
it's okay for him to lose middle. It's not great,
Yes.
because your tower is so low, but it's not like you're losing the game straight.
And it's not impossible for this game to come down to a tie. If Savjz takes right, Bloody takes mid, and then they both take left next turn,
Sure.
that will be a tie.
Yeah.
Bloody's in a position where that could happen. Bloody's hand is very bad considering her deck. Has she drawn only one assassinate?
Assassinate.
One assassinate, yeah.
And
so
she still has time
she's
of
got a
triumph
lot
as
of power
well.
in her deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Hype, I got to ask you,
Mhm.
who do you think is going to win this game? Just based on
This
this
is
current
so
state.
close.
This is
Yeah.
like,
It's looking like Savjz.
I think Savjz
However,
has
I'm,
this.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure in Savjz's mind he thinks he's about to lose. 'Cause you could never predict this board of a hand from Bloody.
Exactly.
So I imagine it's very tense.
So
on
we've
both sides.
got options. We've got the Primal Roar here on Bloody. She has initiative. I think these games are showcasing very well how powerful initiative is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in these last turns of the game, it is game deciding.
So
It's actually kind of scary to roar here.
Yeah, it is because both of these heroes could go left.
or it could go right. Think about it. If it goes
Just
right,
right,
then,
that's
you know,
great for Bloody,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's the option to only toss one. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
You've got to take that roar here
Yeah, you
if you're
gotta.
Bloody. I think there is just no choice. That will represent the lethal she needs on this tower. She's got the double deployment you can see in the upper left. Double deployment left next turn, and then punch through to deal just the 3 damage she needs on Savjz's last tower.
I actually really like
Yeah.
her not using it here and going for a lethal with the minions in the
Oh.
because then it would lock down the first lane, which she really needs it for.
That's a good roll for Savjz.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good for Savjz, yeah.
So Savjz has a few options here. He can't really defend this tower. The best thing to do is probably pass for
Yeah,
initiative.
that's the pass, right?
That's the pass
That's
for
the
initiative.
best option.
There's
you
the
do.
roar again Savjz has. How's that roar looking at left lane? It
Well, there's a
stuns-
hero in front, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good. But there's 2 more heroes coming in.
But that initiative is going to have to matter. If you're Savjz, you give it up. There it is. I love to see that pass.
Yeah.
Now, Bloody, there's not that much to do. You can just, you just pass it
Pass.
back. She's got the mid lane, but now Savjz takes right.
All right,
Here's
3
his tower.
3 HP
Yeah.
versus 9 at first tower. This is gonna be.
Pass
This is
back.
close,
Yeah.
yeah. It's going to depend
So-
what Bloody draws as well.
If
Savjz has
Bloody
initiative.
draws Time of Triumph,
Yeah.
it's gonna
It's gonna be a
be
draw.
at worst a draw
Yeah.
for her.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Both of these heroes could deploy adjacent to the sniper,
True.
in which
you can
case...
roar them
Yeah.
away.
If both of these heroes deploy next to the sniper on either side of it, the game is over. Savjz has first play, Primal Roar here.
Ooh.
It will lock
That's-
out the Beastmaster. That's
good.
very good.
That's
good,
Bloody
yeah.
only has access to black off of Bounty Hunter. She needs to draw something high quality black. She needs.
Try Primal Roar.
That's not it. That's
Okay.
not
That's
it either.
not it.
I
So
think
you
Savjz has this.
You just roar
Yeah.
straight up, and you still have 4 mana left to play Dimensional Portal in case a blocker gets opened up.
Yep.
So it's looking like it's unlosable for Savjz.
What about the defensive potential on Bloody? She can jump with Assassin's Apprentice. I mean, Primal Roar is going to leave the sniper there, and
Yes.
the creep that's going to be freed up off of the Beastmaster is only going to deal 2 damage. That's not necessarily enough. Bloody is going to have 1 chump block off of Assassin's
Ooh.
Apprentice. Whoa!
Okay.
This opens up Primal Roar. Bloody can roar in front of Beastmaster now.
It
Yeah,
still looks
that-
okay with Dimensional Portal. I think Savjz is going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
fine
Luckily,
for now.
the Ogre is here.
D-Portal will be blocking this creep off of
Okay.
Savjz's tower. His tower will be saved. Both of them need 1 more damage on these towers
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness.
But
That's so
don't forget that this guy could make more zombies to block. Book of the
Yeah,
Dead has
Book of
an
the Dead
active-
has 1 charge right
Yeah.
now.
Chart just enough.
Oh, multicast.
Multicast
Oh my god, I
on
think
a
that's
second
the
dimensional
Oh,
portal.
that's
That's
another one.
enough. That's enough.
Okay, so
Right?
Apprentice could come down to block 1.
It just
And
blocks
one-
1.
it
That's
just-
not enough. There's
Yeah, I
no way
think
for
that's
Bloody
it.
to punch through.
That Ogre
So
being blasted into the first lane.
all of us calling for the Primal Roar on Savjz's side, but the fact that he didn't Primal Roar allows him to cast a bunch of blue spells. Was that just a better play?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Stonehall Elite will be blocking this, but it won't do enough. The
Yeah.
pass from Savjz and Bloody has no response except for 1 zombie. D-Portal will come down, closing the game out in favor of Savjz.
Oh my
There it
goodness.
is.
That was
Whew.
a close one, dude.
Yeah.
That is a crazy comeback. His tower left at 3, his tower mid at 4.
4.
Makes it
Look at
work.
Savjz.
He's so happy. No, it's exactly like you called it, Hype. Savjz did not see himself
Yeah.
winning that game in that
Yeah.
last turn.
On board is
Like,
looking rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, it was a huge comeback moment for him.
I gotta say, I think that game really showcased why Artifact is such a deep game.
Yeah.
You talked about initiative being so important, and there was a play where Bloody deployed all 4 hero in the first
Yes.
game, which
Yeah.
looked really, I don't want to say bad or questionable or anything, like, because eventually the game was decided in the first lane.
Yeah.
So 4 heroes seemed right. But the 4 hero on the first lane also allows Savjz to find win condition on middle
Yeah.
and
Right.
right. Yeah.
No.
So that was a hell of an Artifact game. I'm glad that we were able to show that on stream.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of it really showcases like this idea of just like this fluidity of like, you know, oh, I'm gonna fight for this lane. Like every single the last like 3 turns,
Yeah.
the winning lane, the fight lane changed every time.
It's also the nature of Primal Roar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Man, that was actually just the perfect storm for Savjz too, with
Yeah.
the Ogre that Primal Roar sends both targets on the sides to random lanes.
Exactly.
And it just so happened the blue hero that he needed to cast 2-dimensional portals went to the first lane.
Yep.
So
Savjz is going to advance, which means
Yeah.
all 4 of our players here
good.
take round
Yeah.
1. We're good, guys.
No.
Okay, so Swiss round 1 just finished. I think Savjz might have played the last final game. Switch round 2 is now online. So I think
Oh.
Hype, you need to go play.
Here we go.
But we're going to take a short break,
Yep.
and when we're back, we'll bring you Swiss round 2. More Swiss action coming your way, guys. Don't go anywhere.